Okay, this is the first week that we're doing an ongoing series, Roots, where we're going to be learning about building the foundations, digging deep, going deeper in your business and your personal education, your personal development to create you into, to build you into a better leader and to help grow your team. So, the first thing that we're going to be talking about tonight, we're going to be talking about getting your new ambassadors started and getting them off on the right foot. So you are, as soon as you add your very first ambassador, you are a leader in this company. You are a leader of your team. You are a leader. As you grow your team, you'll develop your leadership skills. But from the first moment that you have someone on your team, you are a leader. You are responsible for getting them the information that they need to get started. You're responsible for getting them the tools that they need to get started. You ultimately, their success is not dependent on you, but you are responsible for getting them everything that they need to be successful. So that's what we're going to go over tonight, is getting your new ambassadors what they need to get started. So you're their leader, so lead them, guide them every step of the way. There should be constant communication between you and a new ambassador for at least the first week or so. When you add a new ambassador, there should be communication back and forth. The first 72 hours especially is critical. It's when people sign up, they're excited. They're ready to get started. They have that initial excitement, and we want to keep that going. We want to inspire that. We want to push into that. And while they're excited, we want to start slowly giving them more and more information. It is possible to overwhelm people when they get started, give them way too much at the very beginning, and they're like, this is way more than I was signing up for. I can't handle all this. So you don't want to dump everything on a new ambassador from the very beginning. You're going to want to kind of ease them into things. So one thing that we are going to start doing, I'm really excited about this. We're going to be launching it. Hopefully, I plan on doing it with the new ambassadors that we've had join us in the past week. But what it is, it's the new ambassador checklist, and it is for duplication. It is to ensure that we have duplication on our team. So what it's going to entail is I'm going to be sending out a checklist to whenever you add a new ambassador, you're going to be getting an email or some kind of correspondence from me. I haven't decided how I'm going to do it yet because I'm terrible about checking email, so I assume everyone else is. But probably Facebook Messenger or something like that. You will get something from me with a checklist. And this is your new ambassador checklist. This is what you go through with your new ambassador, so you know that they have the tools they need to get started. Now, this is not everything that they need. They're going to need more information. They're going to need more as they go. But within the first 72 hours, this is what they need to keep that excitement up, to keep them motivated to keep going. All right. What this is going to include is I'm going to, first of all, when you sign up a new ambassador, there's two things that you want to make sure that they do. You want to make sure that they turn on their auto call shipment, their backup order. And if that scares people, let's change the mindset of how that comes across. One thing that Jessica has started doing, you might see on some of her posts, and I think that even corporate is changing the language of the backup order to being more of a monthly convenience order. So put that kind of a spin on it. It is for their convenience. There is no obligation with this. You are not tricking people when you have them turn this on. You're not. There's no tricks. There's no schemes. It is very important that they have it on, though, because it is for their convenience. It is to help them remember to get their products. If they forget to order their products, this ensures that they're going to get the products that they need within the time that they need it. So it really is for their convenience. The very basic of being an ambassador, even if you're a wholesale ambassador, is taking the products. If you aren't taking the products, then you don't have a story, you don't have a testimony, you don't have any personal experience. If you're not on the product, people aren't going to buy the products from you, point blank. So their monthly convenience order is literally for their convenience. So when you sign someone up, make sure that they turn that on from the very beginning. Just as you're walking them through the sign up process, when they say something about it, say, okay, go ahead and just select the triplex or something like that. And I'll explain it in detail to you later. It's very changeable. I'll walk you through it. So go ahead and make sure that at the very beginning they have that on. And another thing is having them order a welcome pack. There's no reason not to order a welcome pack because it is the cheapest you can ever get the products. It is the best value for you to get your products. It is below wholesale prices for you to order a welcome pack. Plus, it comes with the success kit. And if they have any interest in the business at all, they have to have this success kit. It is so good. And it's only, a year old, a little over a year old. It's a beautiful kit. You want your people to have this. Make sure that they get a welcome pack. So you're going to make sure that they have their auto qualification or their monthly convenience order set, and they order a welcome pack. Those are two things that are on the list. You're also going to have a duplication check-in with your sponsor. Can you guys hear the dinging on that? Sorry, I'm on a group message. Let me. I literally have no idea how to turn that off on here. It's on my computer too. All right, I'm sorry. I would tell him to shut up, but that would be a little bit rude, I guess. Okay. There, maybe that'll fix it. All right, so you have AutoQual welcome pack, duplication check-in with sponsor. Now what that's going to be is you're going to check in with your upline. When you have your when you sign up a new ambassador, you're going to want to communicate with your upline also. Your upline should be talking with you when you sign up a new ambassador. If you're my level 1, then I'll be contacting you saying, hey, congratulations on the new ambassador. That's awesome. And then I'm going to start hitting you with a few questions. And I'm going to expect some answers to the questions, some things you'll learn as you go. But I'm going to be asking things like, what are their goals? Are they interested in the business, or are they wanting, are they a wholesale customer? Okay, what are their health goals? How can we help them? Are they on the right products? I'm going to be asking things like that. Those are things that you're going to find out because you're going to set up you're going to be setting up a call or a meeting with them within that first 72 hours, if at all possible. Now, there's going to be times that people aren't going to want to call. I'm so sorry, guys. I don't know what they're talking about.
I can't stop laughing. That's so funny.
I'm sorry. It's ridiculous.
Can you leave the message? Like, can you leave the group?
Tech support.
I don't know.
Hey, we got IT going for us.
I'm going to try to just keep talking with all this going on, if that's okay.
Hey, and you're doing really good with it.
So, okay. All right. Thanks. So, okay. I'm going to yell at them later, just so you know. All right. Trying so hard here, guys. It's been one of those days. All right. So when you're talking with your new ambassador, you're going to want to set up a time with them to go over a few things. And what you're going to talk with them about during this call or this meeting is you're going to ask them what their why is. Why did they start? Why, if it's just for the products or if they're wanting to work the business, what's their why? Also, what are their goals? And I'll send this list to you. You don't have to get all the notes and stuff down for it now, but you're going to want to find out what their goals are, what products they're using, and make sure that they know how to get started on those products. Make sure they know that they need to drink lots of water. You're going to be their guide through this to make sure that they see the results with the products that they're looking for. Even if they start with just the business in mind, they're going to need to have some kind of a successful experience with these products in order to be able to have the excitement, the passion, the belief to talk to people about these products. You can also talk with them about doing a business launch or an online Facebook party. This is a great way to break the ice, to get things rolling with their business. And even if it's a wholesale customer, if it's someone that doesn't want anything to do with the business, then you can do something like say, hey, I know that you're not interested in the business, but I would love to be able to help you get something or get these products paid for. Would you do a Facebook party for me? Make it about you. It's not about them. Say, would you host one for me? Just invite your friends and stuff. And then anyone that orders, they can order through your website, and that'll help you get your products paid for. I'll do everything. You can't do that for everyone, but play it by ear. See who the person is. If they have a big network, if you know they have a big network, then it's definitely going to be worthwhile to do something like that. Because the thing is when if somebody makes money in their first month, then what are the chances of them saying, okay, well, I guess I'm going to stick with this business. I think I'm going to build this into a business. Most MLM companies, you're not going to get a paycheck in your first month. And if you do, it's not going to be a big paycheck. With Plexus, you have the potential to make serious money within the first month. You can get your first bonus by adding 3 ambassadors. If you have a successful Facebook party and you get 3 ambassadors that sign up under you, you get $100 plus their welcome pack bonuses. So it can be very beneficial for you to invest in somebody's business to help them do that in order to help them get the paycheck. Do you see what I'm saying here? So it seems like you might be doing a lot of work that, well, they're the ones that are going to get paid for it. It's going to pay off for you too. So play that one by ear, and it all depends on the person. Doing a business launch in person, I love doing in-person events, which is very weird for me to say because I actually hate attending them, but they're good. They work. They just work. When I first started, there was nobody in this area on my team. My upline was almost an hour away. It was before the Heffleys moved here. I did parties at my house, or meetings at my house for like at least once a month. the first one that I did, I had one person come to it, and she had already signed up. And it can be a little bit demoralizing when you don't have anyone come. But the next time I did it, I had more people show up. And it wasn't long before I didn't have room in my house to do them. So that's really where I started growing my business, is doing events. So we've got to get back into the mindset of doing events. So get ready, because that's coming. I'm going to start hitting you guys up about getting some stuff on the calendar soon. You also want to talk to them in this meeting about developing their Franks list. And I'm not going to go into detail about that, but you want them to have a place to start. That's something concrete that they can start with to help them know, okay, this is what I do. It can get very frustrating when you have this brand new business, but you don't really know how to work it. So you feel like you need to work your business, but you don't really know what to do. A Franks list is a good way to kind of break the ice on working the business, giving them something kind of concrete to focus on. And answer any questions that they have. You have a lot of information that you're kind of throwing at them, but it's a conversation. You're not going to be lecturing. They're not going to be talking at them. You're going to be having a conversation with them. You want to hear their concerns. You want to hear their questions. And if you don't feel like everything was covered, set up another one. Say, hey, I'd really love to, follow up with you about this in another week. See if you have any new questions then. If it's beyond you, set up another call with your upline. I'm happy to help with 3-way calls, Zooms, whatever. You let me know what you need, and I'll do whatever I can to help you with it. It's better for you to handle them because you're who they signed up with. And so I don't want to be anyone's crutch, but I'm always available to help if you need help. So sometimes a third-party validation is what people need. So don't be afraid to ask your upline or ask me if you need help. Okay. So after you do your call or meeting, you're going to make sure you have them added to the team page. If you're my level 1, then you're going to add them to the Freedom page. Or if my level 1 or 2, like Lakin, Jody, Jean, you're going to add them to my page. If you're on Christy's team or Jamie's team, they have their own team pages, and that's who you'll add them to. Go ahead and add them to the Freedom page too, but be very specific in explaining what you're adding them to. It's very overwhelming when somebody joins and they get added to 4 or 5 new team pages just automatically. So make sure that you're talking them through it, and you can add them to more as you go, but start small. Just start with the basics. We don't want to overwhelm people.
Right after I got my people signed up, I told them about the team pages, and I went ahead and added them. That was one of the first things I did. Is that okay?
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
I just added them to mine and yours.
No, this isn't in an order. This is just things to do.
Okay. I thought you said after the call. So I was like, did I do it backwards? I've been doing it backwards for years.
No, it's good to go ahead and get them on there, because then you can do a welcome post and they can start seeing things too. Sometimes it takes a little while to get the call or meeting set up with schedules and everything.
Right. Okay, thank you.
Yeah. And do a welcome post for them if it's okay with them. I don't ask people if I can add them to the team pages. I tell them that I'm adding them to the team page. Even if they're wholesale and they don't want anything to do with the business, I add them to the team page, because that's where information comes through. That's where specials come through. That's where information they need to know is going to come through. You want them on the team page. And they can always take themselves out of it if they want to later. But a welcome post, that is very public. That kind of welcome post, what I'm talking about with this is doing an announcement on your personal Facebook page, tagging them in it and saying, I'm so excited to announce that so-and-so is joining my team, or yada, 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 that sort of thing. Until somebody is ready to do that, don't do that. But highly encourage them toward that. And it's a big step because that means that they are publicly a Plexus ambassador now. So people may come to them with questions. There's a certain level of, there's a certain standard that comes with that. They might start, getting some negative feedback off of that. So make sure that they're ready for that and be there to guide them through it. Also, help them with their first post. Some people are able to just throw out a first post and it's wonderful. They get lots of attention. Some people really struggle with that. I really struggled with that. I didn't post a lot on Facebook before I became an ambassador. So it was, having someone help with that first post is very good. It's a very good practice. And you can also use that as a teaching opportunity to teach them about smart posting. Okay.
I have a question about that, if you don't care. Do you normally do the welcome post for wholesale ambassadors or not?
For on the team page or on public?
Whatever, public, whatever.
If it's public, no, unless they want to. But one thing that I am going to start doing with wholesale ambassadors is asking them about doing an event, a Facebook event, something like that, because most people are going to help you out, especially if they don't really have to do any work. I mean, It's like if somebody asked you to host a jewelry party or something, or lip syncs or something like that.
Right.
There's hostess specials. Well, this just happens to be a paycheck. So,
Right.
That's something that I want to start doing with wholesale ambassadors. But unless they just want a public announcement, then no, I wouldn't.
Okay. Thanks.
All right. Once all those things are done, then you'll be speaking with your upline, and I'll be checking in. I'm going to start being very specific with my levels down through 7 about my new ambassadors and making sure that all these things are done to make sure that people get off on the right foot. Once all these things are done, then I'm working right now on making a postcard of sorts to send out, and it'll just be a welcome card from me. I'll have a handwritten note on the back of it, and it's going to have instructions on, like a reminder of drink your water, because no matter what products they have, they're going to need to drink water. So you're going to want them to get this, because this is also a third-party validation. This is someone that is, I've been in the company longer or something like that. It looks good to them to have a handwritten note from someone else besides just you. It kind of connects them into the community. So you want them to get this. And I'll send that out once everything else is done on this checklist. The last thing, we're running short on time. The last thing that I wanted to cover real quick is launching next week on Monday. We have a new page that's coming out, and it's called Freedom Leaders page. It is just a business page. It's just business information, just business workers. Because we're going to have a business-specific page, the Freedom page is going to look a little bit different. It's going to, the purpose for that page is going to be to build belief. It's going to have testimonies, celebrations, community product information, motivational, inspirational stuff, but it's going to be something more that a wholesale customer would possibly interact in, besides just a bunch of business stuff. The Freedom Leaders page, not everybody is just going to automatically be on this page. And it's very specific in how it's going to be done. For the time being, me and Jamie and Christy are going to be the only ones that are posting on it. All the posts are going to be admin approved, and there's only going to be 2 posts a day. So it's not overwhelming. We're not asking people to do a whole lot more. It's very streamlined information. It's just business information. And we have it set up to where each post is going to have a hashtag at the top of it. And there's 12 different topics that we're going to be covering. So each post is going to have like hashtag comp plan. And that way you can get on the page and you can click on hashtag comp plan. And every single post that is on that page about the compensation plan will be there for you to look at all together. So it's going to be somewhat of an index, and that information is going to be in a pinned post at the top of the page. So I'm really excited to get this out. To get on this page, before you can be added to this page, you will have to send your goals to your upline. So like if, like Lakin, for you to be added to the page, you'll need to send your goals to Haley. And Haley will get a copy of those goals to me so I can be sure and approve you to be on that page. So not just everybody, I don't want just everybody on this page. I want people that are serious, and the very basics of working your business is getting your goals out. So I don't think that that's too much to ask of people, because you should be, if you're working the business, you should be getting your goals to your upline anyway. So ultimately, me and Christy and Jamie will have a copy of, or we'll at least get notification from our downline that that the goals have been sent in. So I'm really excited to get this going. We've been working on it, and I think it's going to be really good. So trying to think if there's anything else I need to cover. With your new ambassadors, constant contact, open contact is very important, at least for the first little bit. Once people get into the rhythm, it changes. You know, there's some people that I do not talk to every day. There's some people I don't talk to every week, but I do have some people that I talk to every single day. Different people need different things. But at the very beginning, all new ambassadors need a lot of attention, need a lot of encouragement, and there's a big learning curve at the very beginning. So to make sure that they don't get frustrated and quit, make sure that they have all the tools, and make sure that they get it a little bit at a time. You don't want them to choke, so just give them little bites as they need it. All right, is there anything that that anyone wants to add? Jamie, Christy, you guys want to add anything? Okay. All right. I'm really focusing on being intentional and getting back to the basics. And the whole purpose of this new business page is not to add another page that people have to check. It's to let people know when they get a notification that somebody added something to that page, it's something they need to know. They need to check that notification. That's why we've limited it to no more than 2 posts a day. And we're taking Sundays off. There won't be any posts on Sunday on that page because it's very important to establish a day of rest. I'm not going to get into that, but it's very important to make sure for your mental health, for your physical health, for your family's health, for your spiritual health, you need a Sabbath. So on Sundays, we will not be posting on that page to make sure that you know, you guys are aware of taking a rest, a break. All right. Well, thank you guys for bearing with me in all the dinging text messages. Anyone that is on your team that wasn't able to be on the call tonight, I'll post the recording later tonight and make sure that they get it so they can know the new things that are coming up. You guys have a great evening.